Today's episode of The Bald and the Beautiful. See, Hope was sending me a lot of mixed signals at first, because Thomas was pouring his heart out to her, and talk about you don't deserve this, you're too good for this, you are the angel of the world, and he went on and on and on, gave her this analogy about something about nostalgia in the past, and then talk about that's what Liam's trying to cling on to. With I'm assuming he's referring to with Steffi, and then he's like, well, but you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to have to be vying for anyone's attention. You're all that in a bag of chips. Paraphrasing, but yeah, and she wasn't really trying to give give it back to him at first. So she was just giving, like I said, she was giving me a lot of mixed signals. So I was starting to get on that bandwagon that Thomas, kick her to the curb. But then, cause she said flat out, she said, cause I'm not in love with you, but that doesn't mean that I don't want you. And she cause he said, I'll give you what you need. How about I take you out to dinner? And then she said, that's not what I'm craving. And she done closed that door. I was like, ooh. And then them next thing you know, them lips was locking. I'm like, See, they got that fire chemistry though. That's one thing that Hope and Thomas got that I just can't help but root for them every time they're together. Even though I was starting to come to my senses to be like, no, he need to kick her to the curb, but I just couldn't because they're just so hot together. Like, ooh, just sexy as hell together. Make me need a cold shower almost. Okay, that's an exaggerated, but still, they got that fire chemistry. But one thing for sure though is I don't trust those Logan women. So Hope is a Logan, so that means I don't trust her. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hate her like I hate her mother and her two aunties, but I don't trust her. So I don't want this story to go back to Thomas being that little creep again. I'm not feeling that. So if they want to put Hope and Thomas together, let them be together, but don't do all that nonsense and make Thomas out to be the bad guy. We all know Brooke would love that. And no, I don't want that. But moving on from them, we got RJ and Eric. So Eric wants RJ to be in to help him design, to help him design, because Eric's hands aren't working. But one thing, when Eric said his pitch to RJ, talking about, oh, you're a forester, it's in your blood, designing is in your blood. I'm like, but he's not a blood forester. I'm not saying that he's not a forester, but that's not really, that comment is kind of inappropriate because about in your blood, because by blood he's not a forester, he's a Maroni, just like Steffi and Thomas, they're all Maronis. Forester blood is Rick and Bridget, so, and Felicia and whoever else. Those are the ones that are actually related to Eric. I mean, but technically, okay, if you want to put Stephanie, he has Stephanie's blood in him, so I give him that. I mean, Stephanie's last name goes by Forrester, then cool, but it still was kind of an awkward comparison, I was just thinking. But I'm not discrediting them. They're still family. But that's not. It's that blood comment. It's like, okay, but for viewers that don't know, they're not blood related. Yeah. So Brooke just keeps going on and on and on about how her daughter, like the Karen that she is, about how vulnerable her daughter is. Oh, poor freaking Brooke. Poor Hope, poor Brooke. But Steffi, I liked how Steffi kept boldly putting it to Brooke, saying, well, if Hope is really serious about being done with Thomas, then maybe Liam will change his mind. Well, if Hope is really serious, see, Liam could probably sense, as much as I hate Liam, but he could probably sense that something ain't right with Hope and Thomas. He probably, even though he don't know that they've been hitting the sheets, but he probably sensed something that's still going on. So how does Brooke think that, well, Hope just made mistakes, but that's fine. But meantime, if it's anybody else, she's ready to prosecute them. So, but only her and her tribe are capable of instant forgiveness, huh? Everybody else is the pure. Everybody else is the pure devil when they cheat and they do something wrong. Remember when Brooke was dogging Steffi for months and months and months for sleeping with Bill when she had the audacity? I know. But Brooke had a whole lot of nerve doing that story. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I will never forget when Brooke fixed her mouth to call Shauna a slut. I'm like, really? That should never be in Brooke's vocabulary for nobody but herself. She owns that title. She's a Karen. She really got on my nerves. Like, stop trying to live Hope's life for her. Okay? Hope is a grown woman. Sit back. And now lastly, we had Sheila and Deacon in this episode. Sheila knows that if Hope and Brooke find out about their affair, that they'll cut Deacon off. So she feels sort of bad about that, but she's happy that he gave her a place to stay. And then Deacon was mentioning something about his family, how he didn't really have one, whatever. And that's cool and all. And at the very end of this episode, we had Ridge and Carter going over to Deacon looking for Sheila. And Deacon had that, oh shit, look on his face. But that was mostly everything for this episode. I thought today was a good episode for the most part. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode in the comment section below. And I will see you all later. Peace.